Hello, geometry classes. Welcome to Quadratic Formula Part 2. You hopefully did Part 1 yesterday if you were in class. If you were not in class, you need to stop this video and go back to Part 1. Your co-teacher or teachers who are in the room can probably help you figure out where that is, but you need that first before you can do this part. Hopefully, if you were here yesterday, and if you were here today in class, you did this equation that you're seeing right now as a bell work. I did that on purpose so that you could get a little practice with that. If you still need it, go back, look at the PDF of the first day, and you can get it copied from there. All right, so you still need to do quadratic formula, but today we're going to do it where it's not already automatically set to 0. Really not too much to add to it. I'm going to rewrite our quadratic formula for us. Make sure you memorize this. Quick note to you all, Monday is mini quiz day. You got to know how to complete the square and do quadratic formula, so keep that little tidbit in the back of your mind. All right, so our issue here is this does not equal 0. I need it to be 0 before I can start. Well, this is really a negative 1x squared. Well, how do I get negative x squared to move to the other side? Add it. I need it away from that side. I need everything to equal 0. Those cancel out. Can I combine x squared, 6x, and 10? No. So it's just going to get all written out separately. I should have 3 terms anyway. That's the whole point of quadratic. You have an a, b, and a c, and now this is our lovely 0. That's really the only thing that's new for today is that you have to do that. You still need to take the notes, okay? Get all the notes copied for this lesson. Yes, I know it means you have to listen through a little bit. Tough nuggets, do it anyway. All right, there's really a 1 here. So a is 1. Actually, let's color code this loveliness. A is 1. B is 6. Okay, I'm getting that from the equation. It's whatever is attached to those different pieces. A is always attached to x squared, B is always attached to x, and C is all by its lonesome because it's the constant. So that would be 10. Okay, like I told you yesterday, start off with those parentheses. I know it takes a little bit of extra time. I don't care. Do it anyway. You are just learning how to do this, and you are prone to make mistakes. I'm prone to make mistakes. I still do this. I've been teaching for a long time, and I've done math for quite a while, and I still do this. So you should too. All right, so it's negative b, so that's my 6, plus or minus square root of b squared, minus 4ac, all over 2a. Cool. All right, feel free to pause here. Try it out on your own. If you get it right, cool. Then you're good with it. If you have no idea what you're doing, you need to continue watching. Otherwise, pause and try it yourself. So this becomes negative 6 plus or minus 6 squared means 6 times 6. That's 36. Okay, put all this together. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 10 is 40. So this is minus 40 all over 2. Put that back up for you. Continue shrinking down. Negative 6 has not changed. 2 has not changed. But 36 minus 40, well, that's negative 4. Do not forget that negative. Negative 6, again, is the same. Don't forget your plus or minus. The square root of a negative means I need an I. So if you forgot that, go put it back. Square root of 4 is 2. All right, well, that's cool. That wasn't too scary. Now, normally we'd stop here. However, circle each of your numbers. Circle your coefficients. Not the I, just negative 6, 2, and 2. What can you divide all of those numbers by? 2. You have to do that. Yes, I know it's a pain. I don't care. Do it anyway. Negative 3 plus or minus 2 divided by 2 is 1. So I'm just going to put the letter I. You can put 1I if you want. It's really not necessary. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Well, I really don't need that, so I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, and that is what x equals. X equals negative 3 plus I, and it equals negative 3 minus I. If you really want to keep the 1s there, you can do that if you really want. It doesn't change your problem. It's really just more extra, but we'll count it as correct. It's still right. But this would be the preferred answer. You really want to get used to simplifying those 1s and getting them out of the way. Pause here, copy it down, move it along. Next one. Question, does it equal 0? No, it does not. So don't you dare start your ABC nonsense. I know some of you, I know you're jumping ahead, which is cool that you're an overachiever. I am too, but don't do it yet. You gotta make it equal 0. Well, how do I move 6 over to the other side? Subtract it. Well, does 6 combine with 3x squared? Nope. 7x? Nope. 2? Yeah, it does. Get rid of that. Negative 3x squared minus 7x. 2 minus 6 is negative 4. Now it equals 0. Look at that. Now we can start our whole process all over again. Write them out separate. Take the extra 15 seconds. Do the extra work. Do not use this anymore. Use this. You did all that work for a reason. Don't go back to the beginning. A is equal to negative 3. That's the one attached to x squared. B is equal to negative 7. That's the one attached to the x. And C is the constant, the one all by its lonesome. That's negative 4. Ooh, we're going to have a lot of negatives thrown around here. So much fun. Reminder, here's your original formula. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That's a lot of work to say that formula. Yes, you need to memorize it. Find a way to make it work for yourself. Sing it, dance to it, write it out 10 billion times. I had a student last year who said she filled a whole notebook page with the quadratic formula. And guess what? She still knows it. Start off with that. Yes, it's annoying. I don't care. Then plug in your numbers. So it's negative 7 plus or minus the square root of negative 7 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. Cool. Okay. Again, pause here, try it yourself, see if you get the right answer. If you do, awesome. You don't have to go through it all again. Okay? But do it yourself first. If you still literally have no idea what you're doing, maybe watch me through one more time and try the third one. Negative 7 becomes positive 7 plus or minus the square root of negative 7 squared is not negative 49. Negative 7 times negative 7 is positive 49. This spot will always end up being a positive. It might start as a negative, but negative squared always equal positive. This is the part that gets a little bit crazy. What I think of it as is this. There's a negative 4 times a negative 3. Well, negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. All right, positive 12. Positive 12 times negative 4 is negative 48. So that means this whole thing is negative 48. That is how I would suggest doing that problem, especially when you've got 3 different signs there. And then it's all over negative 6. Pause here to catch up as needed. 7 plus or minus. This is starting to get a little bit better. That first step is really crazy. Oh, this one's nice. 49 minus 48 is 1. Positive 1. That is an awesome thing to take a square root of, because the square root of 1, well, what times itself is 1? It's 1. Okay, now you might be dancing in your little head because you think you're done. You are not. You are not done. If you did realize that you're not done, you should dance in your head because that's great. I'm glad you realize that you're not done yet. Because in reality, this is 7 plus 1. Oops, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have made that negative 7. This is 7 plus 1, and it is 7 minus 1, which means you have to do two separate answers. And since there are no imaginary numbers and no square roots, we get actual numbers, or fractions. So I'm going to do the first part in red. 7 plus 1 over negative 6. 7 plus 1 is 8, still over negative 6. I can divide both of those things by 2 to reduce it down. So it's really 4 over 3 negative. That's one of my answers for x. I'll do the second one in green because that's my subtraction. 7 minus 1 over negative 6. Well, 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 divided by negative 6 is negative 1. Look at that, there's my other answer for x. So sometimes you get a plus or minus like this one with an I, and sometimes you get some real numbers. It varies on the problem. Remember we said these are really x-intercepts? So that means that this graph right here actually crosses the x-axis at negative 4/3 and negative 1. Whereas this example never crosses because it's got an imaginary number in it. Okay, feel free to pause, take notes if you need to, get caught up, move along to the last example. Okay, same thing here. Does this equal 0? Nope, it does not. So get rid of that negative 9 by adding. It can combine with the 4. You might have an x or an x squared that can combine. In this case, it doesn't. X squared plus 2x. Negative 4 plus 9 is positive 5. Okay, then label your A. That was a crappy looking A, I'm sorry. That's really an A. Okay. Don't use this anymore. You did all that work for a reason. The number in front of x squared is not 0. It is 1. B is 2. C is 5. Okay, again, pause here. You better be able to try it on your own this time. Don't you dare just copy me out the whole time. You can try this yourself. Then check back here for notes when you're done. Okay, negative b, well, b is 2. B squared 2 minus 4ac all over 2a. First step should look like that. Negative 2 plus or minus 2 squared is 4. 4 times 1 times 5, negative in front, negative 20, all divided by 2. Negative 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 16 divided by 2. 4 minus 20 is negative 16. Check out that negative. What letter do you automatically have to put in your answer somewhere? Hopefully you're saying the letter I. And square root of 16 is 4. Again, normally we would stop, but you got to check your 3 coefficients, the numbers in the front. Negative 2, 4, and 2. They can all be divided by 2. Oh, goodness gracious, so I have to reduce. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Don't forget about that sign. 4i divided by 2 is 2i. And on the bottom, 2 divided by 2 is 1. Well, do I really need that over 1? Nope. Anything over 1 is itself anyway, so get rid of it. And this is equal to x. Great job, guys. Now flip over to the back side. You're going to finish the other 2 problems at the top. You did 2 of them for yesterday, so those 4 problems on the top are what you're working on. Check them over with a teacher and then pick 2 on the bottom to do for homework as well. 4 on the top, 2 on the bottom.